Just looking for it to break through this high. This one here. We tried. Potentially there's some volume getting put in up here. Yeah, there's some volume getting put in up here. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, should have potentially gotten out there. I think I got greedy here. Probably should have taken half off into this high. This is probably going to be a break-even trade now. So I was being a bit of a dick for a tick there. Okay, we might be able to survive this move. Definitely not going to move my stop below break even. So this has got a good chance now of breaking the high. But realistically, when I was that close, I really should have taken this off at this point. Give up all that profit just because I wanted an extra couple of points. You know, it doesn't make sense. So if you're up this much and you're trying to get an extra few points, you know, at least take something off, or at least maybe just take it off, because this was really what I was targeting. So it got there, just didn't break through the way I wanted it to. So I really should have taken the trade off, or taken at least half off, because now we've had this big pullback and we're getting this nice reaction here, but that doesn't really mean necessarily anything. So we might get a second chance now to break it. At this point I will allow it to try and break, but at this area, when I'm trying to get an extra 2 points or 3 points or whatever it might be, and you're risking all of this, it makes no sense to let the trade come all the way back down, take you out at break even, or even worse, come below your entry. So this was poorly managed. This is a good example of a trade that I did not manage well. I should have got a half off at least at that high. There was a point where I was tempted to just get the whole lot off there because I saw the volume coming in. You could see the volume come in here, high volume at the very top of that bar. So that was a very, very strong sign of some absorption going in on up there, plus some trap longs, right? So you can see high volume delta flip at the high. It's not a good sign for the bulls, and that really was an area I should have just got out. But might get a second chance here, but the management on this trade was not good. So this would be one that I'll review from a management perspective, but we'll see if it plays out. All right, looks like I'm going to get taken out here. Yeah, so this was pretty badly managed trade, I would say. Typically, I would get half off at this high for this exact reason, where the tendency for absorption and trapping of traders, high volume coming in at that key area is pretty high. So I wasn't really quite quick enough to look at the footprint here, to look at the volume, to see what was happening. I was just expecting or hoping really for a nice little breakthrough. Makes no sense. So I'm now going to take a break-even trade when I was like 2 or 3 ticks away from my target. Should have got half off, potentially could have taken the whole trade off there, but at the very least should have got half off. Not sure why I didn't. It was just greed, really. I just thought we had this nice strong move up, and I just thought there's a good chance we're just going to break through. And now I'm in a position where this might work itself out and then continue higher. That's the general context, is up. But I really don't want to move my stop now, because if you have a look, we've got no volume all the way down through here. So all the way down through. So if it's going to break these lows, the chances are it's going to come all the way back down into the lower edge of this whole run up. So there's no way I want to be in a massive drawdown like that for the chance of it continuing higher. So yeah, if this does hold and we break back above this general value that we're now sort of stuck in, so if we break back above the top edge of this, I'll probably get one off just to try and get something out of this trade, and then see if we want to continue higher. But very bad trade management. Makes no sense to lose all of this profit to try and make an extra couple of ticks. It makes no sense whatsoever. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, but there's a pretty good chance now that we've got these trap longs up here that we might at least flush under these lows. I still think it's going to go higher, but we might want to come dip back down in, do something else and then go higher, but I'm not willing to move my stop from break even now at this point, just because of the risk of it having a deeper retrace is too high. So, all right, so the bottom edge is held, so we might be lucky in this case. I'm just going to move my stop up a little bit under, just under this low. Just doesn't make sense now to keep risk much higher, keep much more risk on. We've tested the bottom edge, we've held, now we've pushed back up into the range. So realistically, if we come down again to test the bottom edge, I would very much expect these lows to get taken out. So there's no point in, might as well try and trail this up as we go. Again, if we get a break and a close back above this, I'll probably take half off, just to try and get something out of this trade after my abysmal trade management. Okay, so we're getting a nice push. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half off. Oh, that did not work. All right, I'm gonna trail up here. We're probably going to get the break now. Realistically, why did I not get half off there? Okay, half off. I'm going to go behind this volume node, this little volume node. Okay, we're getting a nice push up there. I'm going to jam myself up. I want to make sure I get something out. This will probably break, but I'm not willing to let it try and test again and then drop back down. All right, so profitable trade, but very, very poor trade management on that. Got lucky, bottom edge held. We got a nice push off. Just wanted to get out with something now after that reaction. This will probably break through now. However, that's fine. There we go, there's the break. So yeah, anyway, not the best trade management on that.